Are you part of this change? Are you part of this change? In fact, your role is so critical in transformation. But it's lovely to have you here this morning. Put your hands together for yourselves. You're looking beautiful. Amazing. And of course, Latoya Morgan Smith is my name, and I will be your moderator for today's session. At this time, we invite Mr. Donald Webley, Dean of Discipline, Green Pond High School, and he will be leading us in prayer. Mr. Webley.
Colleagues, good morning. I want to acknowledge Dr. Latoya Morgan Smith, our Technical Development Officer, Honorable Marsha Smith, Minister of State, Ministry of Education and Youth, Dr. Cashin Troop, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education and Youth, Ms. Terry and Thomas Gale, our Chief Education Officer Acting, Ms. Janet Brim, Deputy Chief Education Officer Acting, Dr. Clover Hamilton Flowers, our Deputy Chief Education Officer Curriculum and Support Services, and Ms. Nicole Brown, Project Lead, Transformation of Education Project. Heads of agencies, departments, and units, Directors of Regional Education Services, Assistant Chief Education Officers, Senior members of the Ministry of Education Executive Management Team, Senior Education Officers, Education Services Team members, you, my colleague teachers, and members of the media. Today we pause in the presence of Almighty God to invite His presence and direction as we engage on this sensitization session. Psalm 100, reading from the New Living Translation reads, "Shout with joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before Him singing with joy. Acknowledge that the Lord is God. He made us and we are His. We are His people, the sheep of His pasture. Enter His gates with thanksgiving. Go into His courts with praise. Give thanks to Him and praise His name. For the Lord is good. His unfailing love continues forever, and His faithfulness continues to each generation." Let us pray. Gracious and loving Heavenly Father, we thank You for today. We thank You for assembling us in this space for this conversation that we need regarding the transformation of our educational sector. Today we pause and we say thank You for all the persons that You have gathered together here. For our presenters, we ask for wisdom, we ask for clarity, and for those of us who will be engaging in this conversation, we pray that at the end of today's exercise, each of us will leave with a renewed commitment to take the responsibility of shaping our nation's youth. We ask then that Your presence will be with us. We ask that Your wisdom will be extended to us. And we pray that this project will be a resounding success to Your praise, to Your glory, and for the advancement of this nation. This we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you so much, Mr. Webley. And without any further hesitation, we invite at this time Director of Regional Educational Services in the region of Trailblazers, Miss Carleen J. Sigree. Please make her welcome.
I was about to ask if the Trailblazers didn't turn out today, but I heard you. I heard you. Moderator, Dr. Latoya Morgan-Smith, and she is the Technical Development Officer in Region 3. Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Ms. Marcia Smith. CEO, Ms. Terrian Thomas Gale, acting. DCEO, Ms. Janet Brim, acting. We have our pillar leads on the platform, and these persons you will be introduced to shortly, as they are the ones you will be engaging with. It is indeed a great day. When I arrived this morning and I saw the sea of individuals, our teachers, our foot soldiers, I said to myself, our Governor General is correct. His Excellency, the Honorable Patrick Allen, when he says there is nothing wrong with Jamaica that cannot be fixed with what is right with Jamaica. You're an awesome body. Put your hands together for yourselves for turning out this morning. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to this, the first trend session for teachers. And from where I am sitting, you will look awesome. We're going to get into the introductions of our platform party, but because we're here today for you, you are who we are here for, and I can see that you've closed your schools to be here so that you can learn about this national agenda. I want to really elevate you this morning. Can we have the persons from Region 3 stand and be acknowledged? All our teachers from Region 3, the region of Trailblazers. Thank you. Well done. And because we're in the home of the region of innovators, I, of course, left you for last so that we could now hear the roar. Where are our innovators? With the region of innovators, Region 4. Where are you? Please stand. Oh, the teacher said I should say stand. Teachers from Region 4, please stand. Where are you? It is a good look. I want to acknowledge the regional director for Region 4, Dr. Michelle Pinnock. I haven't seen her since I arrived, but Dr. Pinnock, it is a good look, and we are grateful for being here in your region for the kind and warm accommodations. Could you please put your hands together for your regional director? We also have some other members from the Ministry of Education who are here with us, and they may not necessarily be on the agenda to address you this morning, but they are here to provide support. Some of them are sitting in the front rows. Could you please stand and just give a wave where you are? Mr. DePass, you're a team leader, I know, and of course, Ms. Campbell, head of HR. We have Mr. Tyrone. He's responsible for ICT, and we have Satfa. Mrs. Davidson, you are on the agenda. But welcome to you all. You want to know who we have on the platform, I'm sure. So I'm going to ask for them to stand as I acknowledge them. I did acknowledge our CEO before, but just in case you do not know who she is, I'm going to have her stand and for you to greet her robustly as we welcome her to these parts of the island. And her name is Mrs. Terry-Ann Thomas Gale. All right, that was a kind of fenke welcome. And remember that next week when they go to Kingston, the people over there are a little bit extra, so they're going to roar when she's welcomed. So I'm going to give you the opportunity again to welcome Mrs. Terry-Ann Thomas Gale. Stand again. Next to her, we have Miss Nicole Brown. And Miss Brown is a project lead in the transformation unit, transforming education for national development. Please give her a round of applause as well. Beside her, this is a name I'm sure you're very much familiar with as well. She is Dr. Clover Hamilton Flowers. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And in the ministry, we refer to her as the guru of curriculum because she's one of the foundation persons in the development of the national standard curriculum. And then, okay, I leave our minister a little bit and then I come back around. We have next to our minister, we have Dr. Andre Hill. And he too is no stranger to you. As a matter of fact, he's from Region 4. Yes. And he is the head for literacy development, all things literacy in the Ministry of Education. Next to him, oh wow, we have, of course, the elegant Dr. Winsome Gordon. And you know who she is? No, she is and has been the executive director for the Jamaica Teaching Council. So all your certification needs and your training needs, training days and all those activities, those are spearheaded from the Jamaica Teaching Council led by Dr. Winsome Gordon. Next to Dr. Gordon, we have Miss Nadine Sims. Miss Sims, please stand. And although you see her looking so short in stature, you know the saying, little but talawa? That's her. All the media you get in your schools, books, textbooks, workbooks, digital media, online platforms in terms of e-books and so forth, those activities are spearheaded from the unit led by Miss Sims. Put your hands together for her. And beside her is a special lady who oftentimes the people who she serves, they're a vulnerable group of people in our society. And sometimes we overlook them. This person is Miss Dion Gale. Please stand, Miss Gale. And Miss Gale is the head of the Special Education Unit in the Ministry of Education. Right? So of course, you know, we want to ensure that we are being as inclusive as possible because every child must learn, every child can learn. And then now we also have some pillar leads who are sitting before me. Although they waved before, Miss Campbell, well, Miss Campbell is one of our senior directors in HR, yes, Human Resource Management Division. Ms. Campbell, could you just wave to them? Ms. Diane Campbell, wave to the team of teachers. Mr. DePass, Richard DePass. Mr. DePass is our principal financial controller. Mr. DePass, I think he's the lead for finance. Please stand, Mr. DePass. Yes. You met Tyrone just a while ago. You did not meet Charlene. Charlene Robinson. Charlene is, but Charlene, you're popular. Oh, Charlene is from Montego Bay. Oh, I didn't even know that. Wow. So, yes. So, Charlene is our ICT person in the Ministry of Education. And we have Mrs. Kennedy Haynes Davidson, who is no stranger to Region 3. She's from Region 3, but she's now Assistant Chief Education Officer for the Guidance and Counseling Unit operating in Kingston. Yes, Mr. Satfa, please stand. Mr. Satfa Bennett. And Mr. Bennett is also one of our Assistant Chief Education Officers from the Core Curriculum Unit. I hope I didn't skip out anybody from Kingston. Yes, I did say Tyrone. Yes, I did, yes. So, who did I leave out? Tell me who I left out. The minister, yes. So, minister, and that was deliberate, right? Minister, could you please stand, Minister? We want to welcome our Minister of Education. Please stand, Minister. Yes. A very quiet force. A very quiet force. She is a daughter of the soil. She is also from Region 3, as she went to Brownstown Primary School, Westwood High School, Brownstown Community College. So she is one of us. Please put your hands together and welcome her warmly to this event, as you will be hearing from her shortly. But of course, that applause is unacceptable. Where are the champions of cheerleading and applause? Let us give a warm welcome to our minister. Thank you. Who did I leave off? ECC? ECC. Who is it? Dr. Deslandes. Dr. Deslandes and her team. Could you please stand? I'm not seeing you from where I am sitting. And where I'm standing, sorry. In front of me, behind. Oh, Dr. Deslandes. I see her now. Could you please stand? Could you please stand, Dr. Deslandes and your team? And Dr. Deslandes is the Executive Director for the Early Childhood Commission. And of course, as you know, early childhood is also one of the key pillars in the transformation agenda. So the journey of transforming education, as we can acknowledge, won't be without challenges. But together, we can build a future where every student thrives, equipped with the knowledge and skills to become well-rounded citizens and contribute meaningfully to our nation's development. This morning, I really want to thank you for being here, for turning up loud and looking good. Let us get ready to embark on this exciting adventure together. I hope you all feel welcomed. Welcome again to each and every one of you. Have a fabulous day.
In true trailblazing style, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together again for the Regional Director, Region 3, the Region of Trailblazers. And of course, is Dr. Pinnock now in? Dr. Pinnock? Oh, she's on the outside. Okay. Wanted, of course, the innovators to also see their leader here. So we are thankful to be here in Montego Bay, is it? But Montego Bay don't sound so lively, man. We're not in Mobay. Where are we? Where? All right, innovators, thank you. So we're in beautiful Rose Hall, along the North Coast Tourism Belt. Innovators, chairman. Beautiful. Keep the applause going, as at this time we will welcome from Cornaldy Avenue Primary School with an item, Leah Jawani Robinson. Give her some cheers. Let her feel welcome. Oh, they're on their way. They're on their way. Do we have some microphones that we can use to support them? So the microphones are coming. 1, 2. 1, 2. One, two. One, two. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. One, two.
Education at the Key by Mr. Okar. We late, but we reach. We late, but we there. And for all who think we will come, and for all who think we done, I beg you tell them we just a come. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, follow back a we. Make we educate you in a less than 3. The ministry said they must set the trend. What that? Transforming education for national development. Education? What that's the key to success. Education are the key. Education are the key. You better have some. Don't waste time and run up and down. You better learn off the spell. And your ABC, you better can tell. Education are the key. Education are the key. You better have some. Don't waste time and run up and down. You better learn off the spell. And your ABC, you better can tell. When them talk about transformation, that's what we needed as a nation. Me tired everywhere me turn. The pity them talk about them fully done. Stop it! You not have no shame. A disgrace you want disgrace Jamaica name. Go take up your book. It serve you better. Stop follow and be a trendsetter. Cause education are the key. Education are the key. Education. You better have some. Don't waste time and run up and down. You better learn off the spell. And your ABC, you better can tell. Education are the key. Education are the key. Education. You better have some. Don't waste time. You better learn how to spell. ABC, you better cancel. Education in our brain, so we not upset. Front of the class, they have subject, now left school and go to no pest. Pan nobody, we not take sex. Remix! Education, we have the education. Now make nobody sorry reputation. Education, we have the education. Thanks ministry for the transformation. Education, we have the education. Now make nobody sorry reputation. Education, we have the education. Thanks ministry for the transformation. Cause education are the key.
One, two. 1, 2. Let's hear it again for the bright minds of Cornaldi Avenue Primary School. Education. I was like, oh, education are the key. Education are the key. Education. The transformation. Truck clap me no man. Love it. 1, 2. Okay. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be hearing from the voice who, along with our minister, advocates for this transformation. Of course, she was appointed Minister of State in the Ministry of Education and Youth in 2023. And of course, she has hit the ground running. Ladies and gentlemen, educators from the regions of trailblazers and innovators, let us stand at this time and make welcome to the microphone Honorable Marcia Smith, Minister of State in the Ministry of Education and Youth, as she comes at this time. Let's make her welcome.
Okay. All right. Good morning. It is my pleasure to be here with you. And as I listen to the students of the Cornaldi Avenue Primary School speak to us through poetry, the refrain of their poem has stuck with me. Education are the key. No, I'm not a good dub poet like our MC here. With a list song that I have, I am not so fluent with my words in terms of getting that necessary rhythm in a dub poem. But one of the things that struck me, education are the key. And if we look at that statement in a deeper way, we oftentimes will see keys as opening doors, but we also need to remember that an important aspect of a key is to close doors. So it's about embracing new pathways, and it's also about closing off doors and old ways of doing things. And I'm very happy to have received that message this morning from our young people. Can we give another round of applause? That is how meaningful that poem that was done for us is. It's reminding us the two uses of keys, to open and also to close. Our MC and our Region 3 Director has already gone through all the persons who are here. And I'm not going to repeat the list of persons who were acknowledged, but to say that good morning to all of you. Yes, and I'm happy that we are all here. And I want to tell you a little secret. Your students know why you're here, you know. They do. My nephew, he's a student at the York Castle High School. And when I spoke to him yesterday, he indicated to me, Auntie Marsha, we're not going to school tomorrow, you know. There's a very special meeting of the teachers, and so the teachers from school are going to participate in that meeting. Your students know. And your students support you being here today because they know that these types of engagement is about, yeah, no, they're happy that you're here today. Yes, them kind of get the day off. But deeper than that, what they're expecting out of this type of engagement is that the teaching, learning experience will be richer and more rewarding, right? And because he said to me, Auntie Marsha, it's a special meeting. So your students know why you are here. We all want our country to be that place where we want to live here, not running away, where we want to raise our children, have our families. We want to do business because we want to stay here. We want Jamaica to be that paradise that we speak about. And when we say transforming our nation through education, it's serious business that we are about. We are the foot soldiers who have an opportunity to not just a bag them out, but actually be right there in the trenches, effecting that change for national development. The presenters that will engage you this morning will bring you along where we are in trend as a ministry. Now, I looked at what transformation is in trying to say, what am I going to say? Because when I'm in a room of teachers, they know it all in the sense that they understand the importance of education. I'm an outsider. I'm not a teacher by training. And so what can I share with persons who are experts in their field? What I will say is that being a human, living in community requires constant transformation. But why do we transform? We transform because we want to align our organization in a way that we can optimize the goals and the purposes of that transformation. And when I stand here and we speak about lifelong learning, that lifelong learning, the first person outside of family that students will see that in action to be able to replicate it is from our teachers. And so pillar 3 is about ensuring that that lifelong learning is embedded from you enter into teachers' college, when you start the classroom, and even if you transition out of the classroom into other areas of education, that you remain committed to constantly allowing yourself to be improved and learning better ways of doing things. And so today, I want us to kind of personalize trend for ourselves. And I'm going to just make a very, very small tweak to the word in trend. So we've been saying transforming education for national development. I want us all to take this session as being transforming educators for national development. Today, we are here focused on turning around that word education into the word educator. It's so important for us all as human beings to allow ourselves to be transformed and to become better each day, because when something stops transforming, it becomes stagnant and no longer able to be fit for purpose. I wish you all a very good session today, and please engage our presenters in the Q&As. Very important for us to hear from you, because we are not transforming in a vacuum. We are transforming in a way where our stakeholders are an important part of that transformation, and you, our educators, are so important to us. Thank you.
Potent words, Minister Smith. We transform so we can optimize the goals and purposes of transformation. Beautiful quote, wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you agree? Excellent, excellent. I'm going to invite at this time to share with us all, because technology is a big part of transformation, you know. So, Miss Anita Bailey, Community Relations Education Officer. This is not the region of champions, but she's from the region of champions. So make some noise by yourself over there. Okay, so we're going to be sharing at this time a QR code. I believe it will be displayed on the monitors. Is the QR code ready? Yes? No? So once the monitor... Okay, excellent. So, teachers, I know we're not old-fashioned and old-time, so everybody knows what they do at this point, right? Okay. Don't say no, just don't answer. So you're going to raise your phones, the smart ones. And you're going to open your cameras, not on selfies. Oh, I'm told there's no access? Request access, okay. So, our technical team, the educators were quick on the draw, and they're saying it is asking for access. They're to request access. So, whilst they resolve that, we are going to move into the other parts of the program. Okay? Now, I'm going to be inviting to stand with me a woman of worth, beautiful daughter of the Most High. And she is our Chief Education Officer acting. You met her earlier, but of course you're going to hear her voice as well. And so I'm going to invite her at this time, as she will be my co-moderator for this section of the program. Ladies and gentlemen, let us make welcome Ms. Terrian Thomas Gale.
Good morning, teachers. Come on, teachers, we can do better than that. Good morning, teachers. It is my pleasure to be here with you. You are the reason we do what we do. And I like her. I've been watching her all morning, and she's so into everything, good, bad, and all. I want to see her classroom. I can just imagine her students. It's outside. That's my type of teacher. Colleagues, we're here as you. As Minister Smith said, we're transforming educators for national development. That's the aim of today. So, colleagues, we have been on the transformation train for quite a while. And the Ministry of Education and Youth, we're being deliberate this time around. We're not just transforming education from the third floor. We're transforming educators from Rose Hall. We're here with you because we want you to know that you're important to the process. You are part of the process. And so we want to hear from you today. So just to give you a background, I know the information would have been emailed to your account, your email accounts, as well as sent to the school, but nevertheless, I want to bring everything into context. Transforming Education for National Development, TREND, is a program being implemented by the Ministry of Education and Youth. And this program focuses on transforming the education sector. It is positioning Jamaica to become a more global, competitive nation. And I know all of the teachers want us to be competitive. And so today, we will be presenting on Pillar 3. Now, the transformation report had 365 recommendations. That's almost a recommendation a day. And in order for us to achieve those recommendations, these recommendations were compact on the pillars of change. We have 7 such pillars of change. We have governance and accountability. And through the governance and accountability pillar, we will be creating an educational system of success and assigning the best people to manage the process. Jamaica will benefit from better outcomes, efficient spending, and enhanced. Pillar 2, early childhood education. This pillar looks at improving the quality and equitable access to quality early childhood education. And through this pillar, the intent is to stimulate excellent learning performance from the start. The tertiary sector, Pillar 3, teaching, curriculum, and teacher training. Through this pillar, we will be empowering our educators to create learning experiences that transform minds and lives for national and global impact. And through this pillar, our educators will be able to facilitate better learning and better living. The tertiary sector, that's Pillar 4, the focus is to ensure that Jamaica's higher education sector is coherent, equitable, and well-resourced, developing critical thinking, lifelong learners who are creative, innovative, thoughtful, and productive, contributing to Jamaica's sustainable development. Pillar 5, technical and vocational education and training. This involves integrating TVET into the secondary school curriculum, improving the delivery of training, and using skills training to support the development of entrepreneurial skills. And this, we believe, will set Jamaica for long-term success. Infrastructure and technology. Through this pillar, we will be providing physical learning spaces that deliver equitable access and international standard resources of all types to our learners. Additionally, designing schools with adequate technological capabilities, we believe will equip Jamaica's learners to optimize natural and artificial intelligence for personal gain. And the final pillar, colleagues, is finance. Through this pillar, we will be paying keen attention to optimizing educational budgets and resources. I know that Ms. Sigri would have introduced the ministry personnel, but colleagues, I want to point out the pillar leads at this time because we're going to invite you to ask questions. While we will be presenting on pillar 3, we want you to ask questions as it relates to any other pillar. So for governance and accountability, Ms. Diane Campbell, can you just stand and wave, Ms. Campbell, for who are able to see? That's Ms. Diane Campbell. For pillar 2, what's pillar 2, teachers? Okay. Early childhood, I see Dr. Deslandes and her team. I see Sophia, the 2 Sophias. All right, that's Dr. Deslandes. And for the church teaching, curriculum, and teacher training, we have Dr. You see why I like her? She already knows who is the pillar lead. She's like, see her there. So for pillar 3, we have Dr. Clover Hamilton Flowers and Dr. Winsome Gordon. We have 2 pillar leads for that pillar. Pillar 4, we're looking at the tertiary sector. I see Dr. Benjamin here. Dr. Benjamin, you could stand. I'm not seeing Dr. Black, so we have 2 pillar leads as well for the tertiary sector. Technical and vocational education and training, Shireen Stubbs, Miss Shireen Davis Stubbs. Infrastructure and technology, I'm seeing Mr. Anderson, Tyrone Anderson. So everything that has to do with broadband, internet, connectivity, the MOE schools email, you're going to hear about that. Anything that has to do with ICT, that's Mr. Anderson. I'm not seeing Miss Latoya for infrastructure. Finance, I am one of the pillar leads for finance, as well as Mr. Richard DePass. So you have 2 pillar leads for finance. So ladies and gentlemen, I present the pillar leads to you, and I ask you now to just sit back, get your notes out, your smartphones, and be prepared to ask the questions. Our first presenter this morning will be Miss Charlene Robinson. She will be looking at the ICT support that the Ministry of Education through Pillar 3 will be given to this school system. Charlene Robinson. Make her welcome, colleagues. Colleagues, I'm going to put Nicole. Nicole goes first, put everything in context. That's an error. So Nicole will go first. Charlene, come and be ready to go next. So we'll have Nicole Brown, the team lead for transformation.
Good morning, everyone. Come, teachers. Good morning, everyone.
Educators, my apologies. Let us just pause to acknowledge our permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education and Youth. She has now entered the building, Dr. Kassan Troop. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Come on, teachers, you can do way better than that. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm happy to be here this morning sharing with you. A few years ago, I was in your seat, and so I am pleased and I am positive that there are persons sitting in this, teachers sitting in this auditorium with us who are teaching at the school that I used to teach. And so it makes me happy, elated that we're moving. I'm waiting for the presentation to be on screen. Can the technical team assist? As CEO mentioned, we have been transforming the education sector. At times when you sit from where you are sitting, you may be wondering what it is that we have been doing. But for the last year and a half, we have been looking at the JETC's report, and we have been fixing some structures on the ground. I'm waiting for the presentation. We have been fixing some structures on the ground in Central Ministry, as well as disseminating information and just some activities that are being done on the ground. So CEO would have already set the pace for this presentation. And so I will just start at the pillars, and I noted earlier that persons already know the pillars. Number one, let me go through again. Number one, governance and accountability, early childhood education, teaching, curriculum and teacher training, tertiary sector, technical and vocational education and training, TVET, infrastructure and technology and finance. And I'm going to ask that you take note because we have some little goodies to give away later on. As we transform the system, we are looking at the new transformed teaching and learning model that the Jamaica Education Transformation Commission's report cited. And we want to look at the learner, put the learner at the center of these activities that we are implementing. And so we want to ensure that we have dedicated teachers, dedicated leaders, dedicated parents, committed parents. And we also want to ensure that we have institutional boosting as well as a strong curriculum as we look at this new implementation model for the transformed teaching and learning. And I will just go into some of the activities so far that we have achieved on the trend. We tackled 101 for the first year, 2023 to 24. And so we cannot look at all of that this morning, but we will be looking at 3 per pillar that was undertaken. One of them was the development of a philosophy of education. And this was achieved in year 1. This was done by extensive consultation. We had the ecumenical committee who looked at the philosophy, our key policymakers within the ministry. And I hope it is on screen. I'm not sure you can read that. Let me read it for you. Under God, the Jamaican education system embraces diverse learning capacities and styles, aiming to nurture each learner's full potential through partnerships. We promote a comprehensive education, blending academic, technical, and vocational pursuits with values-based teachings and life skills. Our focus is on fostering community harmony, appreciating our cultural heritage, promoting inclusivity, environmental stewardship, and respect for all. It regards highly competent and responsive educators who exemplify decorum and national values. Through this approach, and in pursuit of sustainable development, we aim to cultivate learners' understanding of themselves and love for country as embodied in our national vision, anthem, and pledge. Thank you. You can go ahead. That's an achievement. And this philosophy was also tabled at the Cabinet Office of the Prime Minister. It was noted. So that's an achievement for us. Let us look at the early childhood education pillar. We will just be looking at 3 main activities. Number 1, recommendation number 1, institutional review of the Early Childhood Commission, and that was conducted. I believe Mrs. Dr. Deslandes, it took effect April 1, 2024. And they are currently doing some internal organization as well to serve the early childhood sector even better. Quality of early childhood development services in low-income communities improved, and so far 120 ECIs have been identified for certification in those low-income communities. And measures to improve the quality of pre-service and in-service training. And so for the 2023 to 2024 financial year, approximately 1,500 ECPs or early childhood practitioners were trained in various areas. Teaching curriculum and teacher training, seeing that Dr. Flowers will be looking at that. I will skip that. Tertiary sector, one of the recommendation is to streamline the governance framework for the higher education sector. We want to ensure that we want to look at the act and the policy for financing higher education, and so far this is 60% complete. The first TMIS was also completed, and we're procuring the second stage. We want to operationalize the national qualification framework, and so far a concept note was developed, and guidelines for the Jamaica credit and transfer system was also developed, and consultation session held. Operationalize review of publicly funded institution, and work has commenced in this area, and focus is being placed on strengthening HR and the finance structures within the tertiary sector. We will go to TVET. Capacity of in-service teachers at all levels of the education system. We want them to be trained, and for the 2022-2023 period, 2023 to 2024 period, 151 teachers, pre-service and in-service, participated in capacity building opportunities in a number of service areas. As it relates to resourcing, the TVET, under TVET, we also had, 51 teachers trained in the competency-based education and training and assessment. As it relates to the support for TVET, a total of 36 million Jamaican dollars has been allocated to facilitate the modernization of TVET labs across the region, and a sum of 85 million was distributed among all secondary schools, providing any of the 5 primary technical and vocational areas and discipline. So we have been spending where TVET is concerned as well. Infrastructure and technology, let us look at what is happening as it relates to infrastructure. And for the 2023-24 period, 159 schools were targeted for critical repairs, maintenance, and renovation. An additional 34 were identified for the construction of ramps for students with special needs. Electrical upgrades and fencing are being executed at 103 schools at the primary and the secondary level. Continuing with infrastructure, we have gotten Cabinet's approval for the diagnostic center to be built at the College of Agriculture, Science and Education in Portland. This will be done in 2025. And the center will provide assessments and other intervention services for special needs students at the eastern end of the island. Technology, we want to ensure that there is broadband infrastructure deployed at our institutions, and so far approximately 663 or 60% of all public schools and places of safety have been connected to the national school network, and to date approximately 23,000 of 25,000 teachers have received their laptop. That signifies a whopping 90%. And 10,000 computers have been deployed across the country at all high schools to upgrade the e-learning labs. And again, if you have any questions, we are here during the Q&A to answer the questions. Finance, we know that it's a topical issue. We want financing in adequate financing of the sector, and so a technical team has been prepared to guide the development of a funding model for all levels of the system, and this will guide the decision as it relates to funding for the sector. As we transform, we need to know where we are going. Why are we doing what we are doing? And so we'll be looking at some success indicators. So as we make the changes to the system, we want improved the and the numeracy rates. We want to improve the quality of leadership at all levels. We want to also improve or to provide an inclusive, holistic education for our children. We want to see an improvement in the completion and achievement rates of our students. Effective transitioning for students at all levels of the system. Student readiness for higher learning and the world of work. And we want to improve teacher competency. So when we have these indicators, we have packed them in 3 broad statements. We want improved student achievement, improved school governance, and enhanced teacher competency. Let us take a deeper dive into what it is that these 3 broad statements are saying. So we want improved grade 4 literacy rate to 92% by 2031 from 63.4%. Improved grade 4 numeracy rate to 80% by 2031 from 62%. Increased high school completion rate to 80% by 2031 from 51%. I'm hearing some talking, and so we will be having a robust discussion, I hope, later in the Q&A. 80% of students rated at level 4 and 5 on PISA 2029 assessment. And level 4 and 5, I believe, they're moderate and high. 80% of students achieve satisfactory to exceptionally high for their personal and social development skills as per the NEI rating by 2031. Increased students' enrollment at tertiary by 2031 to 75% from 34%. Increased tertiary completion rates at the tertiary level by 2031 to 80% from 21%. We also want to see 80% of school principals achieved satisfactory to exceptionally high in NEI leadership rating by 2031. 50% of public schools rated as good and above by the NEI by 2031. %80 of qualified Jamaican teachers by 2031. 80% of teachers rated proficient to exemplary on their performance evaluation. 80% of teachers successfully completing the prescribed professional development empowerment program by the JTC. And so, I encourage you today to continue to trend. Some of you have already been trending in your own spaces, but we're on a new trajectory where this trend is concerned. We have a minister, the state minister, the permanent secretary, who is oiling the machinery, and they are very capable and competent to lead this sector as we trend. And so I thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.
So teachers, Ms. Brown outlined our success indicators, and my friend here at the front, when Ms. Brown spoke about teachers having laptops, she took out her laptop same time, because she wants us to know that she got hers. I need your name at the end of the day, all right? So colleagues, you have seen the updates. We have gone ahead and we would have set some targets as it relates to students' performance. So this is where we invite your questions, your recommendations, and we ask for your commitment. You are the ones in the classrooms to help us achieve these targets. And so we want to hear from you. How can we help you to get us to those targets? So just bear that in mind. There are spot prizes, so I want you to listen to the presentations. There will be questions that will be asked, and there will be prizes and surprises. So while my friend here, what's your name? Miss Lawrence, everyone up here, they're like, she deserves one. So Miss Lawrence, just listen up, okay? And all the other Miss Lawrences that I am not able to get your name right now. So let us all just listen up and pay close attention, because the presenters here, they're presenting to you on the different areas that we have been focusing on, and we want to hear from you. So let me invite Charlene Robinson to come along and do her presentation at this time.
Hello. Hi. Good morning. I feel special. Yes, I feel welcomed because I'm from Region 4. Yes, and Region 3, I was born in the parish of St. Anne, so there is still that connection. So I'm very much appreciative of both Region 4 and Region 3. All right, so it's so good to see our treaders here with us this morning. I've been tasked with presenting you with resources, tools for your classroom. We're starting with the ICT resources, that we have available for not just the school, but specifically for you, our teachers. Ready to hear? And I know you know all of them already, and you're already utilizing. So this is just a reminder session, right? So let's get into it. So ICT tools for my special teachers. Before I share the tools with you, I want to bring your mind to the importance of the amount of tools you're going to be hearing or resources that you're going to be hearing about today. Our students that we interact with and ourselves, we all do not learn the same way. So we have our students that learn differently. So we want to make sure that we are providing resources for all our students. So in our classroom, we're not just giving notes or letting them watch a video, because that is not how all our students learn. So we are making available resources that you can utilize to ensure that you are meeting the needs of all your learners. So I have on a diagram that indicates to you the 3 new essential elements of teaching. And those are, and for your students to learn, time, media, and information. So make note, or you will realize that I did not say digital media, because media here is speaking to all the media resources. And the media services unit, they will come and they will present to you all the resources in the media, and you'll see that it's not just ICT, or it's not just online, it's not just technology, it's also printed. All those are media because our students learn differently. Time. Time is so important. We have to let our students spend time with the media, whatever it is. So we have to present the information in different medias, and then give them the opportunities to spend time with the information. So don't feel you're overloading them. Give them the information. Don't let it be that they are in need of some information or content and it's not available. You did not expose them to it. Ensure that you utilize all the resources that we are presenting and give the students as much practice, engagement to spend time with the information so that they will get it. They will learn it. And also information. Information, yes. So after you have exposed them to the media, you have given them time to engage with the content, the media. What is the feedback you're going to get from that information? How are you going to utilize that information to make decisions for your students and yourself? There are the students that you can just give them the media and they will get it in whatever form you give it to them. So, knowing that difference in your students, you are now better able to support the ones that you need to pay extra attention to. So you have to use the information that is going to be available to you through the utilization of the various resources. So that's what I wanted to bring your mind to, the importance of these 3 elements in teaching: time, media, and information. All right, I think I'm going a little bit too fast for this, yes. All right. So this is just a recap of what I just explained, just to say learning involves media and time. On the student's part, and then you are also learning in your classroom. So that is important. All right, so let me get into the resources. So first we want to look at our Google Workspace. That's the resource, that's the first resource I'll be looking at. And the Google Workspace for fundamental, well, we have the fundamental account that we would have provided to the system. We rolled that out during the NSC, and then we made a bigger push when we had the pandemic, because we needed to get the system online. We needed to get our students, we needed to get our teachers online. So we rolled out our Google Classroom, and that is made available through this Google Workspace platform. And it provides you with tools for collaborating class, and some of those tools are their Classroom, your Google Classroom, your Google Docs, your Google Sheets, slides, and it also helps you to communicate. You have communication tools including your Google Meet, Gmail, and the chat. Data loss prevention for Gmail and Drive, so you get a lot of storage because you know you are digitizing those lesson plans and those tests and worksheets and all of those. You are currently digitizing those to get them in the online space, to meet your students where they are. All right, so from there, that gave us the opportunity to give you your email account. So let me say under all the teachers who your email account is another account on your phone. I'm not seeing, some people not putting up their hands. All right, I know you have your email account on your devices. So your email account, the electronic email is useful in the education tool that can enhance learning in any curriculum. So we have effective communication, collaboration, and it provides lifelong learning opportunities. So you will note your email account is at moeschools.edu.jm, and it allows you to access MOE ICT resources, my HR Plus, the eMIS, your Microsoft 365, Google Classroom, and so on. And it also provides the opportunity for bulk emailing. So you're getting your students' email accounts, because they too have their email accounts. That should be a part of your orientation activity once you meet your students. So you put them in the various groups and you're able to communicate, send them email reminders, those SBAs that you need to remind them about, all of those things. You're able to send them to them via their email. You may have a club that you manage, you are also able to group and utilize. So that helps you with effective communication. We don't just give you the support or the tool, we also have support. I know a lot of times, like yesterday, we moved online, some schools moved online with PEP, and so we got a lot of traffic requiring email, password, reset, and so we do have the areas, the support for you where that is concerned. We ask one thing though, that you request these support through your school email account. We do not accept any random emails just contacting us, because we do not know the individual persons, the individual parents or the individual teachers, just like that. So we ask that you send it through the school's email, or it has to be coming from a MOE school's email address. Another tool that we would have provided through the workspace is a Google Classroom, which you would mention already. So you have your Google Classroom. It provides you with the functionality of interacting with your students and also your colleagues, because once you set up, the school is expected to set up the Google Classroom. We're not expecting you to use your personal. The school should set up and all the teachers join to create that one class, that one school. And so that facilitates management and and collaboration between the teachers and also the students. Feedback mechanisms, you know, you have your add-ons, the students' work, you're able to provide feedback in that online to the students. We do have add-ons which make the Google Classroom much more interesting and interactive, and so you have additional features that lets you use additional or integrate additional applications to make it more than what it is. So you can have the attendance tracker, so when you have the students online, you can add that to your Google Classroom to support in taking attendance online. And there are a number of additional add-ons and if you see an add-on that you want to request for us to add to the system, you can also do that through the help support email. All right, so this is how your classroom should really look, with all your teachers in one space and a fully managed online school. Another tool, oh, sorry. Sorry. And yeah, I was here busy with myself going along. Yes. Thank you for that. So I'm actually here. So this is how it should look with all your teachers having their classes there. So another tool that we have is our Microsoft 365. That is, as CEO has mentioned, on the report, you were given your laptops. And when you got your laptops, you did not get the application Word, those tools on. So the idea is that application we provide to you through your MOE school email address. So you should all have a full subscription of Microsoft 365 that you're actually able to download on up to 5 different devices. So again, you should not, and the students have their copy subscription too, so those SBAs, they should not be worried about those. I also want to mention Microsoft Teams, which is a part of the 365 tools, and this now you can use for your meetings, your club meetings, staff meetings, and consultations. You have the flexibility to utilize the tool as you desire. The help desk is available for that. And you will get with the resources, so you will see the email addresses for those, how to get in contact if you don't have your 365 subscription. So the next tool I want to show you is the EMIS, and that is our big item that we have coming for schools, for the classroom, for you teachers. The EMIS is our Education Management Information System platform, and at the school level, what it will do is actually provide you with a school management system. So you will be able to, and I know the primary schools generate your reports eventually as we get there. We're going to be rolling out in bite-sized pieces, in small pieces, but we'll be digitizing the process, so you'll be able to take attendance, record behavior, and some of the other activities related to generating your school reports digitally. And I know especially the primary schools are excited about that. All right, so that's just a brief 5 minutes of the tools that we have available for you. I have a question on. I would like you to take it down, and our moderator is going to give you the email address to send it to, so that you can win your prize. The first person to send in to answer the 2 questions there, you can win your prize, because I want to ensure that you are all utilizing your MOE school's email address. So you must send it from your MOE school's email address. All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Robinson. Very comprehensive presentation. We are going to ask that all the remaining presenters be a bit more succinct. And so I'm giving you 10 minutes each to complete the remaining presentations. All right? So here are the two questions. Remember, you are sending the responses from your MOE schools email address. I know we have some persons online who are also watching, so we, of course, welcome you as well in the virtual space. Put your hands together for those in the virtual space. Let them feel, special as well as they are. Excellent. All right. So here are the questions, then you'll get the email address. List 5 applications available for download in your Microsoft 365 subscription. Question 1 again, list 5 applications available for download in your Microsoft 365 subscription. Question 2, write the URL for the Trend website. Question 2 again, write the URL for the Trend website. So in the meantime, whilst you research the information and the email address is coming to me, you see? I'm going to invite one of our pillar leads for curriculum. And of course, who is the guru, as they call her? Who is the guru? I hear Miss Clover. I hear Dr. Flowers. And I'm reminded.
We don't use labels.
We don't use labels. So, of course, our pillar lead, Dr. Flowers, is going to be presenting at this time. But here is the email address. Are we ready for it? Wait, miss? What you mean, wait, miss? RUTHANN, and as in nose, .CARR. All right, scrap that one. So here's another one. How we trend, HOWWETREND, sounds like the song, at moey.gov.jm. How we trend at moey.gov.jm. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Clover Hamilton Flowers.
I am a promise. I am a promise with a capital P. I am a great big bundle of potentiality. And I'm learning to hear God's voice, and I'm trying to make the right choice. I am a promise. Anything God's will. There is a saying in Jamaica, though, A promise is? All right. I started with that because I'll be talking a little bit about Pillar 3. And if we do not understand that there is a link between curriculum, teaching, and teacher training, we're going to be in trouble. So notice that we started out with a song that could be so inspirational. It is a song that could, invite us to look at ourselves and be so hopeful. But just for a moment, consider that as a teacher, having inspired your students, somebody walks into this space and says, a promise is a comfort to a fool. Straight away, that is telling you we are not on the same page. And this is why it is so important that when we think about Pillar 3, we recognize that whatever the curriculum is promoting, our teaching should be consistent with that. And it means as well that if we're helping people to grow, to develop, to implement the curriculum, we must be on the same page as well when it comes to teacher preparation. This is why when we think about Pillar 3, we should pay attention to the persons who are involved. So we see here we have parents and we have content coming from different individuals. We have educators, we have the learners. And we're seeing that at the core of all of this when it comes to teaching and learning is the actual interaction of people as well as what happens with our curriculum. Based on the evaluation of the education system, there are about 4 major recommendations that I would love for us to consider. And you can use an acronym to deal with that. The acronym, if we're making use of our cognitive strategies, NCCS. N is about our national philosophy for education. The recommendation was that it be learner-centered. The learner is at the core of everything that we're doing. Now, I want us to consider ourselves too as learners, because when you are actually participating in professional development activities, you become a learner. Even in the midst of teaching and learning, you become a learner. You are a learner, and we talk about lifelong learning. So it has to be learner-centered. Let me see a show of hands quickly. All the persons you have tried your best to be learner-centered. Raise 2 hands if that's for you. You have tried your best. Only the best is good enough. Nobody can kill you if you're doing your best. In your effort to be learner-centered, however, you want to look again at what it is that you have been paying keen attention to. So here we go again quickly. You have been very intentional, very strategic in preparing your students and guiding your students to take responsibility for their learning. Twiddle your fingers if you know that you have been doing your best with that. That's a gap. Right there, I noticed that a whole lot of us, we could raise our 2 hands. But when we talked about being intentional, focusing on helping the students to own that learning process, to challenge us to go and study some more, to learn some more, to challenge us to change what we're actually doing in the teaching learning process, that becomes a gap for us. So here we're going to move on to the implications of your response. It takes us to curriculum implementation, because everything that you have just said a while ago has to do with implementation of the curriculum. And this is more than planning lessons. Curriculum implementation is basically about us changing. So if we have a new curriculum, it is about a new way of teaching. We are being exposed professionally to opportunities to change how we teach, we have to now be checking if what we're doing is leading to the change. We are actually changing, and our stakeholders are actually changing. As a result of our efforts, we're seeing where the recommendation has said we need to build that capacity so that you can actually support your own change at the classroom level, at the school level, as we support you regionally and nationally. Based on the experiences and the observations and the evaluations, we end up getting information to see what we need to pay attention to as we are reviewing our curriculum and also as we are making changes to the curriculum. And we are also paying attention to how we are dealing with student development using assessment data. Lastly, we cannot implement a curriculum and we do not have the support systems and conditions. We cannot even develop the curriculum without the support systems and conditions that are necessary. Take it to, go back up. Back? Great. I do not want to trivialize this part of it. And why I do not want to trivialize this part of it is because as teachers, you would have played a significant role in us setting the foundation, the groundwork. So we would have spoken about our philosophy, that we should have a national philosophy, and you have been implementing the national standards curriculum. Am I saying something that is truth? Yeah. So that curriculum is already designed to be learner-centered, but again, are we implementing it in that way? I'm not too sure how many of us are aware that we do have a national curriculum for special education. For those students who are challenged, they have particular disabilities, there is a national curriculum for that. You would have contributed to the development of these curricula. Now, the groundwork would have started as well in terms of professional development for teachers, to help teachers to be more effective. And we have been doing some things to see if we can encourage teachers to stay on track with us and not leave us. And so we would have also embarked on a journey to reorganize some of our activities and our processes. Have you done any professional development activity? Yes, you have. Now, out of this, we get information because we're also able to see what we need to do in monitoring our curriculum. So you're trying to implement the curriculum. There should be a team in your institution that is responsible for curriculum implementation. So we provide that kind of support. If you have a CIT in your school, that's important. That's also setting the groundwork. The information from those experiences are useful in helping us as well to see how we are going to be improving our curriculum. Part of the process of setting the groundwork is to prepare for consultancy. We can't, at the Ministry of Education, develop a curriculum, improve a curriculum on our own. So that's where teachers also come in as a part of that process. We provide as well policies and guidelines and frameworks to help persons to know what should be done and how, and that's also a part of ensuring that we're on the same page. We're also making headways in terms of setting the groundwork when it comes to special education services, counseling services, and providing learning resources. Take us to the slide with the achievements, please. So a while ago we said that we have a national philosophy. Just quickly, everybody, what are the two first words in the national philosophy? Under God. What's the last word? What's the last word? All right, pledge. Under God, put I in the middle there and end it with pledge. And that's your responsibility. So you would have participated in the development of the national curriculum. You are writers. You are implementers. Schools would have been a part of the piloting of the curriculum. You support our efforts when it comes to intervention activities and all of that. And you're actually using 5E model as a way of trying to teach. All right? We are also into recovering based on COVID situation. And again, we made use of a holistic approach to doing that. Training of our teachers when it comes to recover smarter, 2 training activities would have actually taken place, and this is also happening. Now, if we go to our national philosophy, we'd have spoken to different dimensions of our philosophy. I'm going to challenge you to look again at that philosophy. It's sacred in its focus. It talks about us being inclusive. We need to work as a community. We need to be more integrative in our approach to teaching. And we should pay attention to our culture and the aesthetics. So what it is that we have achieved, basically, evaluation is going on. Our civics curriculum or HFLE curriculum, these documents are ready. We're actually piloting STEM, and there are schools actually present that are a part of our piloting. Character education, we're going to be starting that come September. We have already developed the framework. Schools have been identified to be a part of this. And again, we're going to be doing summer training. Moving forward, we're depending on you to be promoters of our national philosophy. We're also opening up the door to you. We're saying, guys, just look out for the call in terms of reviewing the curriculum so you can be a part of that process. We're also working at developing a co-curricular framework, and you will also be integral to this process. Capacity building, we're going to treat learner-centeredness intentionally in light of the gap that you would have spoken about, you would have indicated. And again, we're going to ensure that our policies are ready, our policies are consistent with our national philosophy. Last. So as we move forward, I'm just encouraging everybody to let's get on board. Basically, under God, I pledge that I'm going to follow through in light of Pillar 3. Bless you. Did I pass my exam? Assessment?
Dr. Flowers is pointing to me because I'm the assessment person. Colleagues, you have seen how you have been impacting Pillar 3. Are we trending? Come on, Miss Lawrence. Yes, we are. So you teachers, you were part of the curriculum writing, weren't you? Yes, the curriculum was also written by teachers. You're implementing teachers. We have STEM curriculum. We have school pilot in STEM. Let me see if anyone inside here is a part of that pilot. No school from Region 4, Region 3. Oh, I see a hand up there. Good. We have CIT in our schools. Let us see our hands going up if you have a CIT. What's CIT again? If I could dance, I would dance for you. I am so proud. So we have our curriculum implementation teams in our school. Civics. Let me see the hands of those who are implementing the civics curriculum. Come on, teachers. Represent. Good job. HFLE. Let me see the hands of those who are utilizing that curriculum. And Dr. Flowers said that the National Standards curriculum, it is learner-centered. Did everyone know that one? Did you all know that? Are you making it learner-centered? Are you being true to the National Standards curriculum? And so, the critical success factors that Ms. Brown outlined earlier, if we're being true to the National Standards curriculum, we will achieve those targets. Clap yourself, teachers. So one of the spot prizes, another question for a spot prize. I want you to name 3 of the critical success indicators under the TREND campaign, Transforming Education for National Development. Identify 3 critical success factors, or the critical indicators, right, Ms. Brown? The indicators. No, you need to email it. What's the email address again? I want to hear the email address from Ms. Brown. Ms. Lawrence. Are we trend at moey.gov.jm. So that's where you're to send the email. How we trend at moey.gov.jm.
Thank you so much, CEO. Simon says stand up. Simon is a good teacher, you know. Simon says stand up. Look at all them bones. Simon says hands up. Sideways. But Simon didn't say that. Simon says clap 1 time. Simon says clap twice. Clap 3 times. You see what our students go through? Simon says be seated. Needed that stretch, man. You've been sitting for so long. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite at this time an item from Westwood High School entitled What a Wonderful World. And of course, this rendition will be brought to us by Shanoy Reed on the saxophone and Patricia Dixon on the flute. Give them a rousing round of applause. Maybe you can focus them in this area so that they can hear it. Beautiful. You have to applaud them with a lot of lust, you know. Personally, I love the saxophone, and I can't play it. And I don't know how many of you are able to play these instruments. So we, of course, are very pleased with the rendition from the ladies of Westwood High School. Okay, so we're moving along briskly. And so the remaining presenters will be presenting in 5 minutes. I hope afterwards I'm escorted quickly out. So, Mrs. Mishan Francis Garwood will be coming quickly to present in the area of numeracy, and immediately following her will be Dr. Andre Hill speaking on the area of literacy. All right? Simon says clap twice. Beautiful. As she makes her way to the microphone. Remember, 5 minutes.
Good morning, everyone. You know, I'm told I only have 5 minutes, so let me see how quickly I can deliver the task here that I have been given this morning. You know, as you can see on the board, mathematics is the key subject. And don't feel jealous, everybody else, but without maths, nothing else exists. Put your hands together for that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And with that in mind, where is it that we are included in trend? We want to have mathematics teaching be more for understanding. Because based on data, we see that we need to change our approach somehow so that we can achieve better performance for our students. And here, as you can see on the presentation, these will be our focus key areas going forward as we trend. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as you'll be seeing, we have differentiated instruction. That I know you have already started, but what we want to do is to work with you, teachers, and all our schools so that we can improve on how this is delivered. We are also going to be focusing on integrative teaching, collaborative learning, and cooperative learning. I know that you may be saying, but collaborative and cooperative, they're all grouping one of the same. No, they're different. And what you'll understand is that for the collaborative, it's a student focus. While for the cooperative, it's a teacher teaching style. So this does not happen without the teacher, while collaborative teaching happens by the students. They can just be directive to investigate and work together. Now I want to share with you, as I move along quickly, some issues that we would have highlighted, and I hope I'm going in the right direction. Yes. And so the first one, as it relates to curriculum. Topics are focused rather than, what we are finding when we go out, there's too much focus on topic rather than the conceptual understanding and the experiences that our students achieve. We're going to be focusing on zooming in on teaching approach. Why? We're realizing that there's drilling and teaching more to the test than to the end product and preparing our students for trend, for national development. And therefore, there's also a lack of the big picture as it relates to math. Yes, you're with a topic, but what is the end product that you're teaching towards? And that is where we want to go as we trend. We're also going to be looking at how is it that we can connect the strands within discipline and across discipline. So how is it that you're teaching math, the other subject areas can come in so the students don't feel that when they're doing math and they go into a science or a language class or they're doing their arts, that math is not involved. So math will come alive with us integrating across disciplines. Also, we'll be focusing our attention more to the language of math. We want, as we teach, we're inclusive as it relates to STEAM and STREAM, and I hope we all know what those are. Do you recall what the R is for in STREAM? Reading, very good. All right, we're also, it says literature-based approach, but nonetheless, it's involved in math. It's just looking at reading within the content area. So mathematics will also, as you teach, you're thinking of use of your content, because our students as well, who are doing math, some of them are having challenges with reading, as you will hear further of how that will be addressed. We notice that there is isolation of the role of parents as how mathematics is being taught. So we want to zoom in some more so that our schools, they have a stronger connection, or the classes, the class teachers, the parents are more involved. Not just when you send a homework home, but they actually, as parents, I believe if they understand a little bit more what's happening throughout the year and what is expected of their students in the subject area, I'm sure some of them will be able to help. And when there are, for example, PTA sessions, as some we have been already invited to, but more of those to help our parents to help their students. Also, assessment, we will focus some more on that because we realize that the different forms of assessment that exist, not all are being used so that our students can achieve as much as they want. I just want to quickly also share with you, as you look at our data for numeracy, although it's trending up, but notice, as you will see, for instance, we have still too many almost mastery. So these are the students who are not fully proficient as they should be at their grade level in mathematics, okay? As you will see. So moving along, I just have 5 minutes. And then that takes us to our grade 4. The data will be in 2 because, you know, we have the numeracy aspect of the national test that is done, and you have the performance task that is done that gives us a general math data. This too, we realize there are too many students, and this is nationally, at the developing level. So it's a good idea that the developing, we have more students there rather than being at the beginning. But those students need to move over to our highly proficient. Those are the students who are able to manage the math skills that are required for them to possess. Also, you'll notice for the grade 5, it's a similar process that's happening here. We need to trend more over to the proficient and highly proficient. Hence, maths transformation is needed. And just in case you're wondering why I do not have 2020 and 2021, you remember what happened around that time? Is when we had COVID, so there was not regular testing. We also can look at our grade 6. I hope I'm on that with you. We're still at the 5, okay. Grade 6, our students as well need to trend more to our proficient and highly proficient. I also want to give you a quick look as well. That slide is not there, but just to tell you that for our CSEC, if you get a chance to look at that result, we are trending up. We're not where we're supposed to be, but more students who were below, say from 2018, who are getting like 5. There are more students in 4, and so as we go up to getting a grade 3. And we want to continue to increase that process of our trending. So as we move along, I'm going to skip over some slides here and share with you that quote from William Paul Thurston. It says, "Mathematics is not about numbers, equations, computations, or algorithms. It is about understanding. That is where we want to go. Teachers, ladies and gentlemen, we want to teach for understanding. And when understanding comes, our students will be able to apply. And that is why these external assessment that is now given, you realize it is included in application. They're real life situations. All right, so I'm gonna go all the way down because I know my 5 minutes is almost up. And so just to let you know here, go to my last slide there. All that you're seeing there, this is how we are zooming in. How is it that we're going to achieve our transformation as we move forward? So as you're seeing, there will be professional development session. We're going to be having communities of practice, student conferences, action research, and resource development. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Best wishes to all of you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Minister Smith, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Youth, Dr. Troop, my other superiors in the Ministry of Education, and colleague teachers, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to address you this afternoon in the context of the Ministry of Education's efforts to transform our education system. Now, I thought I heard a voice say, Dr. Hill, you only have 5 minutes to present. And I'm wondering if I was hallucinating when I heard the voice say so. Perhaps I was not hallucinating. I am still not seeing my presentation on screen. But permit me, in light of the time constraints, to address you candidly. So, first thing, please show your hand if you are a literacy teacher. I'm speaking to the teachers now. Put up your hand if you're a literacy teacher. All right, thank you very much. All right, now, I was expecting everybody. I was expecting Permanent Secretary, every teacher, colleagues, I was expecting all of you to raise your hand and identify yourselves as literacy teachers. Because in fact, that is what you all are. And I want to start there. Tamika, just tell me when I have a minute remaining, please. All of you, so put up back your hand now. I'm serious enough. Put up the hand so I can see them. If you don't believe you're a literacy teacher, fine. Don't put up your hand. But if you feel convicted, even though I haven't given you any evidence yet, put up your hand. I am a literacy teacher. All right, fine. Now, perhaps if I help you to understand what literacy is, then that might help. Here's what literacy essentially is. It is concerned with the ability to read and write. That's one. And it is also concerned with the facility to use reading and writing in the real world. So let me ask you again. As teachers, are you concerned, some of you, with helping children to learn to read and write at the early grades? Yes or no? Yes. And the rest of you, are you concerned with helping teachers, students to use reading and writing to make sense of their world? Yes or no? Yes. There is what we call fundamental or basic literacy, which is what grades 1 to 3 teachers are mostly concerned with. You are supposed to, in grade 1, be teaching children to read and write. So you teach them about the letters of the alphabet, the 44 phonemes in the English language, etc. And then, when they get to grade 4 and beyond, right up to university, teachers, lecturers, educators who engage learners, children, adults, you are in fact engaged in teaching disciplinary literacy. Do you appreciate that? So in mathematics, there is a specific literacy. In social studies, there is a specific literacy. Now, experts tell us that we have, and my presentation is still not there. Experts tell us that we have three kinds of vocabulary. Please take note of them. One, we have the general or conversational vocabulary. Two, we have the specific disciplinary vocabulary. So vocabulary in science, in social studies, math, etc. And the third type is technical vocabulary, which has to do with concepts and words that demand certain representations of knowledge. For example, explain, infer, analyze, synthesize, etc. Compare, contrast. Those are technical vocabulary. Now, every teacher is supposed to be engaged in teaching content-specific vocabulary. So you are literacy teachers. Every teacher must teach their students to interpret and make sense of the technical vocabulary that they will encounter in their textbooks and in the examination papers that they are given. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So after today, if you had the misconception, it no longer exists. You are all teachers of literacy and therefore are engaged in the development of the literacy proficiency of all of our students. What did I say about the teachers at early grade? You are supposed to be teaching them alphabetic principle, A, B, C, D, whatever. And you are supposed to ensure that they learn the 44 phonemes. We have 26 letters and 44 sounds. And what did I say about all of the rest of you? Science literacy, mathematics literacy, social studies literacy, etc., etc. All right. And as I move to close, thank you, Dr. Benjamin. Understand, as teachers, you are the greatest variable in the educational advancement of your students. It is not me as National Literacy Coordinator. It is not Dr. Troop as Permanent Secretary. It is not Mrs. Terran Thomas Gale as Chief Education Officer. Not even your principal. The research makes it clear that it is the teacher that makes the greatest or the most important difference. And don't tell yourself when you have children in grade 7, in grade 8 who can't read that, and for me responsibility when to teach them to read. No, it perhaps was not, but it is your responsibility to make some effort to teach them the science that you are supposed to teach them, content area literacy. And it is your responsibility to recommend to your colleague language teacher or literacy specialist who is now going to deal with the remediation issues to take special care of these children. And finally, let me tell you what the literacy rates are. For grade 4 last year, 64.7% mastered the literacy test. Now that sounds as if we have not done so well. But let me explain. We were coming out of the pandemic. So that's one reason why it may be that low. But let me also share something with you. Literacy, reading, and what did I say? Writing. Now, if you disaggregate the data, you will actually discover something interesting. I was just talking to Dr. Gordon about it. P.S. And this is what you would learn from a disaggregation of the data. 79%, and write it down if you wish, 79% of those students who sat the grade 4 literacy test last year, 79% actually mastered the reading comprehension component of the test, and about 60% mastered the writing component, which means that when you put the two scores together, then you get the overall aggregate of 64.7. Why am I mentioning this to you? I am mentioning it to you because it highlights two things. One, you are doing great work as far as getting the children to comprehend basic information is concerned. Commendations to you. However, there is a big problem with writing. Teachers, colleagues, I am a teacher. I used to teach English at Anchovy High School, where I attended as a teenager. I am going to tell you now. When you go back to your classrooms next year, it's too late now, it's exam time now. But next year, September, please, all of you, it doesn't matter what subject, it doesn't matter what grade level, please ensure that you engage your students in more writing. Engage them in more writing. Writing is thinking. Reading is not the only thing that is thinking. Writing actually is even more thinking than reading. So engage them in more writing. And I will make myself, my team members, your regional literacy coordinators, literacy specialists available to you for support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hill. So teachers, you see that we're doing some things right. All right. And to add to Dr. Hill's and our numeracy presentation, I'm going to ask our teachers, use the data from your assessment in planning your lessons. And the Ministry of Education and Youth, we have been very deliberate in looking at the data and planning workshops. Let me see the hands of those who were part of the Recover Smarter workshops. Oh, that means most of us here are doing well. So we looked at the data and we pulled our schools for those workshops. So we will be focusing more at the workshops on the writing skills because you got the comprehension compact. All right, and our numeracy presenter, she reminded us to teach for understanding. Don't rush the math. Let's get our students understanding the concepts before we move on to another topic. Let us put our hands together for our two presenters, numeracy and literacy. All right, I'll invite Miss Kennedy Davison. She'll just give you an update of what we're doing as it relates to character education and how it is that your role will be impacted by just implementing the character education program.
I do so adopt the protocols already established, but to greet our Minister of State, our moderator, and our peers. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 3 to 4 minutes of character education, saying to you, as a Ministry of Education and Youth, we are aware of the gaps, especially those even so more highlighted since our visit from COVID-19. And so we're being deliberate in making the response in the form of character education, which actually is specific to teaching not just students, but adults as well, how to care about, to understand, and to act on those core values such as respect, honesty, integrity, just to name a few. And so come September, the ministry will be rolling out in 140 schools, phase 1 of this. It is very deliberate and intentional in such a manner that it will not reside in any one area of your school, but will be very deliberate in our civics, our citizenship, our culture and education, health and family life education, religious education, social studies, physical education, guidance and counseling. And so it is not that any one person will say, oh, that's a guidance program or that's a civics program. It is about every single one of us, because for character to be developed, values must be taught. And so the science teacher will encourage the students to transfer the values being taught. And so when you teach the steps of decision-making skills, you will expect to see these being rolled out in your classes, be it English language, literature, social studies, math. We have moved ahead to look at those schools from the 509 schools that have already been trained in SWPBIS, the schools that have an active CIT, and a culture in education agent who has already been working together. These are the schools that we selected to move out. And so we are expecting that come September, when your school is in, when we pull your school in for training, then you will move with the tide, because character and education, it won't just be a school thing. It's a national thing, but we're starting in schools, the best place to start anyway. And so I think my 5 minutes is up, but I have some minutes to tell you though, when we talk about the content, the preventive aspect of character education in all the subject areas mentioned, where we're teaching the concepts and we're teaching the values, we already have in place some aspects as it relates to trauma-informed approach. And so for our teachers, you know there's a strong psychosocial component that the Ministry of Education supports. It comes to your schools through the integrated services delivery system, and it is not just for students. It is where our ministry, because most of us here will tell you, we worked in classrooms too, we worked in schools, and we are well aware of the variables. We are aware of the situation to first and foremost, a teacher is an individual. A teacher is a member of a family. Sometimes the teacher is the sole member of that family that everyone turns to. And so teachers also have challenges that are beyond the classroom. But we expect you to be at your optimum in the classroom. And so we have gone ahead to put funding in place so that those psychosocial needs that you have can be met by professionals paid for by the Ministry of Education and Youth. Ladies and gentlemen, none of us makes the decision to buy on ourselves illnesses. And so if you're challenged in any way and the clinical services are needed, make contact with your regional offices. The services are here for you. We understand what stress is. We know what stressors can look like, and we know how this can impact the way we trend. We want you mental health ready to trend with us. So come on board, speak to your guidance counselors, speak to your guidance officers. The integrated services delivery is here to assist you as you ensure our students become the global citizen he and she have been designed to be. Thank you.
Good job. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. And of course, our remaining presenters will flow accordingly. So we will ask Ms. Nadine Sims, who will be immediately followed by Dr. Winsome Gordon, to come, and they will do their 5 minutes. Please make them welcome.
Yes, I will. I don't see my presentation yet. I still don't see my presentation yet.
I guess you start.
That's not mine. Not yet. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm representing the Media Services Unit, and we are responsible for the educational resources in schools. Now, in the interest of time, we will not be able to delve into all that's available. all right? But I'm inviting you to visit our booth, that you can speak to our officers, that you are aware of what is available. My main message today is to use the available resources. Now, I'm aware that some of us, we don't quite know all that is available. So I'm going to just share the short video with you that you will be aware. Remember those books? Okay. And look what we have produced with the assistance of AI. Anybody have received these books so far? Wonderful. All right. The books were delivered to your schools. And so if you have not received them, remember, please speak with the officers at the Media Services Unit booth. Officers at the MSU booth, can you wave your hands that they can see you? We also have samples there. All right. And so the main message I want to leave with us here today as teachers, please use the available resources. It's there to assist you, and you're familiar with the resources. Ladies and gentlemen, annually we spend at least $1 billion on resources, and we're not getting the return on investment. And so we're asking you teachers, assist us in using especially our e-resources, the e-books. At the grades 4 and 6 level, there are electronic resources that's available. That's a listing of resources that's available at the high school level as it relates to e-books. So how do you fit in with us? We engage you as educational resources reviewers. When we're producing our audiovisual content, we got some really, really dynamic teachers, and we thank those persons. We use persons as resource persons, and of course, the main message is use the resources. And I'm just sharing with you some data, just a minute. During the pandemic, the usage was a little high, although we had 40 codes, but it started trending down. And it's very concerning to us teachers. The e-books, When we started out, it was 8.5%, then it moved to 10.1%, and now it is at 10.4%. We're very, very concerned about this, and so we're craving your support where this is concerned. Another thing, when we visit the schools, on the left and on the right, this represents what we see at some of the schools. All right, I won't even identify the school, but this is our current reality in some schools. All right, so we're asking teachers, please don't hoard the resources, give them out. We know that there are challenges. We know the students say that the books are heavy. We have heard them all, but we're imploring you, use the resources. We have developed the arms to assist us in managing the resources, and you know that, for example, tomorrow your book list is needed for approval. Just reminding us. All right? So we are trending as it relates to resources, and this is what a sample of what we're developing for students at the primary level. It's called STEM Voyagers. Just listen for a minute. So we have created this in the Media Services Unit to help you to teach STEM and STEAM and STREAM. All right? So just to remind us that the MOE Resources app is available. And this is just a sample of the suite of resources that we have available. As I said, you can get more information at the MSU booth. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Minister, Madam Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Cashin Troop. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I know, like the hippopotamus, I'm standing between your lunch, and so I have to be careful. First thing, those backbenchers, people at the back, you know, we like to sit at the back because there are some things we can do and we can't see. Those of us at the front can't see, but I can see you. So I'm asking everybody. In fact, if any of you have ever read the fine writing on the paper you get with the guide, you get with your telephone? Anybody who was ready to say, put up your hand and tell the group what you have seen on that. What have you seen? All right, let me tell you what it says. It says, this instrument has radioactive materials. You must use it judiciously. So I put away your phones and save 1 year of life. And listen to me. There are some of us who we should recognize. And if you're here, please stand up and be recognized because you have been outstanding teachers nationally. Mrs. Sewell Powell of Troy. Mrs. Sewell, give her a clap. Where is she? Mrs. Sewell Powell of Troy. Next person, Mr. Dwayne Mulgrave. Discovery Bay High. Where is he? Is he here today? Miss Cheryl Grant. of Anchovy Primary. And that's for 2022. These were outstanding teachers. Now 2023. Mr. Simpson. Mr. Simpson, where are you? Belmont Academy, principal. Principal of the year, and it's still reigning. Miss Esther Lewis, Free Hill. Mr. Alfred Thomas of Brownstown, principal of Brownstown High. Are you here, sir? Miss Eileen Kohal Bailey. Congratulations. Mr. Jerome Campbell. Clap and let them feel good, please. And Miss Nadia Bailey, Anchovy High. Mr. Campbell is from York Castle. These teachers have been outstanding teachers, and we need to cheer them on. And I hope that next year, anybody who stands here will be able to list more of Region 3 and Region 4 outstanding teachers. Proud of you. Now, when I took this job, I spoke at a JTA meeting 2009, and I promised the teachers then that with God's help, I would move the profession to the cutting edge, global cutting edge. Today, ladies and gentlemen, our athletes are out there, our musicians are out there, and our teachers are out there. All in many countries, they're saying Jamaican teachers. Jamaican teachers. So clap yourselves. You have an outstanding profession. I can not speak without paying tribute to my own teachers, because my own teachers made me. And I'm sure you feel the same way about your teachers. And so we want the children of Jamaica to feel the same way about you. We have lost some teachers, and it will take me 4 years to replace each teacher physically, but then there's the electronic side. Thanks to the Industrial Revolution, teaching can be replaced quickly, not teachers. So we are working towards, we are not stopping you from leaving, and don't forget, you have to keep up your standard of professional practice, because when you leave, you have to write back to me for professional standing. Therefore, make sure when you leave, you are leaving in good grace. I'm not encouraging you to leave, and I'm not stopping you from leaving. What we are doing is training more teachers. We are making sure the profession is well equipped. Now, I am getting some feedback from the teachers who have left. They are in touch with us. And we are getting feedback from people that they work with. And when they talk about Jamaican teachers, they say they are excellent, they have good content. But there's one small problem in terms of the use of various technologies, various approaches to engage all, notice I say all, to engage all the children. There's a problem. And so, in our professional development matrix that we have now put up on the Jamaica Teaching Council website, you will find emphasis on creative teaching. This summer, the emphasis is on creative teaching. We should also bear in mind that professional development is critical Like if you're a doctor, a lawyer, nurse, things change in your profession. And when the change is happening in your profession, then you have to change. And the Jamaica Teaching Council is responsible to find out the changes and to ensure that our teachers remain on the cutting edge and not preparing to go abroad, but to remain on the cutting edge. So professional development hours are guaranteed by government. Government provides the hours. We have 3 professional development days giving us 15 hours. We have 2 weeks in the summer giving us 50 hours. Between 15 and 50, add them together, you have the minimum number of hours of professional development each year. And then we provide some additional programs that are not necessarily government-led. They could be private sector-led. One-on-One is one company that we work with. We work with the Creative Learning, Language Learning Group. We work with several countries. We work with the Commonwealth of Learning. We work with some other agencies, OAS, UNESCO. So we provide an array of opportunities for quality, good quality professional development. And I would encourage you all to access the programs. Remember, some of the programs are face-to-face, and some of the programs you can do in your own time. You still get your certificate. What is important is that you're a registered teacher. Please ensure that you're a registered teacher. And if you were in the system in 2009, go to the registration portal and update your registration, update your information. If you don't do that, when you're ready to retire, then it is going to be a long time to it will take a long time to put your documents together. So it is for your personal benefit that you ensure that the information in the register is up to date. And nobody has to go to seek for information, search for information when the time comes, as it comes for all of us to retire. So teachers, this summer we'll be trending up. Summer is really a summer when we are trending up. We will be boosting learning experiences, because I don't want the PS not listening to me. But we don't want to say our teachers are outstanding and the performance of our students not aligned to the quality of our teachers. That's a long way of putting it. So teachers, let us manage our own performance. Check and balances. When you're finished with your class, ensure that you check. We do the check ourselves to see how many children have learned. There's no one method to teach a class. If you want every child to learn in your class, Dr. Flowers will tell you, you need a variety of methods. So we have to have good tools in the kit, because the shortcoming of our sector is not that we don't excel. We excel in parts. Here you are. You're an example of how the Jamaican education system has excelled. But there are those who have not achieved. And those are the ones that challenge us. So teachers, as we leave here today, we leave with a feeling, strong feeling, that education is for all. And transformation means we are teaching all. It means every child in my class will learn. 2% out of 100 is 2% of achievement, is not a failure. We have to take the failure out of our system and talk about achievement. If we don't, then they will really fail. And the scammer has failed, but certainly not with your accounts. So let us not continue to produce failures. We are going to produce successful students, and your professional development this summer is going to focus on successful practice for all. Enjoy your lunch.
It appears Dr. Gordon sensed my movement. We thank you, Ms. Sims and Dr. Gordon. Please put your hands together for the ladies again. And of course, we have a launch that is going to take place at this time. Ooh, yippee, launch. Somebody say yippee. So we invited this time Miss Ruth Ann Carr, Director of Communications, and she will be launching How We Trend. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for her. Of course, while she's coming, we invite you, after we're through, to visit the booths, collect the resources. We have media services, sixth form pathways program, technical booths and all. And of course, you know, I have to mention the sixth form pathways program because I'm the technical development officer in the region of Trailblazers. So ensure you visit the booth. Are we listening? Those in the back bench, are we listening? If you're able to hear me, give me a wave. Lovely. Miss Carr, the microphone is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. No, you have to sound as excited as I sound. Don't I sound excited? Do you know why I'm excited? Because education is trending. Aren't you happy to be associated with education and knowing that you're educators who are trending and bringing about the change? No, man, it doesn't sound like that. Quickly, let me hear from our innovators. Love how that sounds. And our trailblazers. Innovators, you have to come a little better. I have to tell you. But we are here today to talk about hashtag how we trend. How many times do you hear about trend and you're like, I'm doing innovational things in my school. I'm doing awesome things here. And I need to ensure that everybody knows what's happening. This is specifically for you. You have a school gardening project, we want to hear about it. You're figuring out how to use potatoes for electricity, what? Come on, we want to hear about it. Every single thing that you're doing as educators, as your, even your students, we want to know about it. We want to share it on our social media pages. And we want you to use the hashtag #HowWeTrend. So I'm going to quickly invite my videographer to join me up here, because before you even get a chance to create your video, we'll create one for you. So our innovators from Region 3, we want you to say, we are, I love the correction. Correct me again, and I want you to be as loud when you say that you're the innovators. Region 4, we are the innovators, and that is how we trend. So let's do it. After 2, 1, after 3. 1, 2, 3. Good job. Our trailblazers, are you ready? Come on. Do I have to tell you what to say, or do you know already? You don't need me? So let me count it off, and let's go. 1, 2, 3. Woo! I love it. Thank you so very much. You will find out more information about this on all our pages. Do visit our Trend website, trend-ja.com. Share everything that's happening within your schools with us, and be sure to share them and say @MOEY Jamaica, and then use the hashtag This Is How We Trend. Thank you so very much for your time, and I look forward to having tons of videos to go through. And in case you don't have a personal Instagram page for your schools, send it to us at howwetrend@moey.gov.jm. Thank you so very much, educators, and continue to trend.
Put your hands together again. This is how we trend. All right. So we have some goodies. Remember we gave some questions? Well, we have winners. And before I announce the winners, we invite your teachers, if you have your questions, recommendations, send them to us at How We Trend. The email address you received earlier, send them to us and we will respond accordingly. Okay? Because we know there are a number of questions, recommendations that you have. We want to hear them. So send them to us. Remember, you must use your MOE school's email address to send us these questions and recommendations so we may respond accordingly. All right? Excellent. So we're going to invite at this time our Minister of State, and she will be assisting us with, of course, handing out our first prize. Drum roll, please. No, you don't use your hands for drum roll, you use your feet. But of course, a lot of heels are in this place, so we're not going to hear the drums. Or you may use your laps. Drum roll, please. And the winner of our first set of questions, Mrs. Tamara Samuels Daly. Oh, what? She's at the front. Please make your way up. Woo! I don't want to get caught in the picture, you see. I hear she ballowed Region 4. And of course, our second winner, we're going to invite our permanent secretary to issue this gift. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she pretty? Love it, love it. And so the winner of our second prize, drum roll please, Miss Sandrine Hill. What? It's the front row people. You see why you must not stay at the back of the class, man? The signal travels faster when you're at the front. Lovely. Put your hands together again for Miss Hill. And P.S., we don't want you to leave because we know you have a powerful charge for us all. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome our vivacious permanent secretary.
Thank you so much to our moderator. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to my trailblazers. Good afternoon to my innovators. It is really my joy to come in and to see my teachers. We have been dreaming of this moment.
You know how we lead education. From the central ministry, we don't get a chance to interact with you. We talk a lot to our principals, right? And now under transformation, it is different. It is time to talk with you. That's why we are trending. I'm so happy as well to see my colleagues on the platform because we were all like you. I started out 24 years ago as a young teacher, sitting in an audience similar to this, and was inspired by persons working in the Ministry of Education. And I said, I'd love to do that one day. And here we are. So we are here as inspiration for you, and we are here as evidence that we are doing the work, and it is being done by people who understand the ground up. It is not a top-down transformation. So I want all my educators behind me just to stand. These are all teachers. Stand up. And I know my minister is a legal luminary, but the teacher made the luminary, right? So Minister Smith, hush, you're not in the best profession. We do apologize. But we celebrate her nonetheless because we created her. We are the nation builders. We are the social entrepreneurs. Just in case you didn't realize, we are the magic in the moment. We make the difference in our lives of our children. Nobody else. You check the research. We talk about the leadership. Yes, we know the value of the leadership, but in your own right, you are a leader. You are leading that classroom. And I remember as a young teacher in the college, I was told that the banks used to come after our teachers because when we leave, you are already leaders in your own right, and you can lead in the banks and you can lead in the insurance companies. You are an instructional leader in your own right. You are an instructional expert. You are not ordinary. You're not dibby-dibby. You're not normal. And so on the transformation, we are going to be having conversations like this. We are coming to you. We want to hear how you trend because we know you have a lot to offer our boys and girls. And so this morning today is designed to talk to you about what we have been doing. And my team members have said it. We have been fixing things inside because we know when we don't serve you how you feel. And it pains my heart when you write to me and you said, I did not get paid. It pains my heart when I hear you say you don't have the resources to teach. And we are bringing it into focus today. If it's one thing we gained from the pandemic, and I must say, I led as CEO throughout the pandemic. It was the hardest 4 years of my career. But one thing I can talk about is the gains from the pandemic. This Jamaican education system has never been so resourced in no other period than now. Just in case you don't know that. If you go on the website, you will see a suite of lesson plans. You said to us, it is too hard to write so many lesson plans. And we went back to the drawing board. And I signed a contract to engage teachers like you to write the lesson plans. And now we have over 700 plans that are localized, developed by people like us, and they're on the website for you. You don't have to start from scratch. You said to us, take away the administrative burden, we want to teach. And so we went and said, let's develop these lesson plans, and they're available for you. When the pandemic hit, we had the tablets going out, and you said, no, it was a negotiated benefit, and it was not appropriate. And the ministry invested $2 billion in getting laptops for you. $2 billion. Resources. We're not starting from a place of lack. We are going to make the best of what we have. Is it sufficient? No. But we are not starting from ground zero. We talk about books. You heard Ms. Sims. Last year, we spent $2 billion getting materials into our schools for teaching and learning. And this year we are spending another $1 billion. You see those workbooks? And you see that ugly picture that you saw there? We put it there because we want you to understand that it's a lot of money that we are investing. So, your principals get some money to run the daily operations, but some things are centralized. So resourcing for teaching and learning, we do augment what is sent to schools. So I want you to realize that books are available. But teachers, I know that some of us are not accessing. We spent $89 million to get you the Microsoft 365. $89 million. I signed a new contract this year for another 89. So you can get access to the suite. And we know that some persons have not accessed. And we said you can download it to up to 5 devices. And you only need the internet once. We procured learning resources for grade 4 students. The same learning hub that the rich families have access to, we went into partnership with Learning Hub. And we buy licenses for all grade 4 students. 40,000 licenses, and we send them out to you every year. And teachers never cry. I am not getting value for money. You don't even open the license. And you don't know, don't it? Because you don't see the bulletins, don't it? We gave every single one of you an email address. And we send all the teacher-related bulletins to you. Only about 500 persons regularly access the emails. We know. We see when you activate. We see when you respond. My high school teachers, we bought books. Over 40,000 licenses for English language, mathematics, so you don't have to take the heavy book to school and into the classroom. You put it on your laptop and you don't access the books. I have to pay. We have to pay. And we cannot get back the money. We are not starting from a place of lack. So I'm going to beg you, activate your email addresses that is assigned. If you are not seeing it, please visit your office. There's a bulletin. We're going to send it again. For everything that we presented here today, it's sent to your email address. Every single presentation. The report from JETC, the commission that was sent to your email. The abridged version, it was sent to your email because we believe in knowledge and the power of knowledge. There's no secret in education. What we know, we want you to know. So colleagues, you're going to trend with me this year because we're going to move the numeracy and literacy rate. So my technical people talked about it. Last year, numeracy was 63.4. Literacy was what? 64.7. All institutions got an individual target because we are not all at the same place. That's the average rate. Every single school was written to, this is your numeracy and your literacy target. Let me see the hands of those who have seen it. Dr. Gordon, is what we're talking about? So that's why my teachers are not trending, because they don't know. We're going to send it to you. And the target for this year, in a couple of weeks, we'll be getting the results for grade 4. The target for this year for literacy is 68%, and for numeracy it is 64%. So we're going to celebrate that in a couple of weeks from now. Please pray with me. We're awaiting the results. And next year, because we have to talk about next year, we're moving that to 72% for literacy. And we know the numeracy is a little technical, so we're going to move that to 64.5. Work with me. Because we have to work on the understanding. You heard the presentation today. It's not the drills. It is the understanding of the concept so they can apply it. We went into STEM STEAM pilot this year. We spent $50 million creating access to a 21st century STEM platform that is used across the United States. Some of you started well. We started with 42 schools, only 33 schools continued. We still had to pay. We cannot waste the resources, colleagues. We are investing in a lot. This year, we're going to do some things differently. So instead of sending equal funding to the schools as we do, 193 primary schools and 55 high schools will get some resources differently. So we talk about differentiated learning. Now we're talking about differentiated funding in transformation. Are you with me? So why 193? Why 55? When we looked at the NER reports, the NER reports inform that 193 of our primary schools are unsatisfactory and below. And our high schools likewise, 55 of them. Under transformation, we have to transform that. So those schools, you'll be hearing from us. You are being targeted for the Summer Academy. We have budgeted some funding for the Summer Academy. That is about you. We will be coming with more support for literacy and numeracy. So you are familiar with literacy 1, 2, 3, are you? You have seen the resources? We invested $20 million in printing those books so you can get them on the cards last year, and we're going to do that again. So we're coming with literacy 1, 2, 3. We're coming with literacy 4, 5, 6. So the upper primary will be supporting you. You already are familiar with the CLBL program. Some of you are on that. We are coming back with that. Some of you are familiar with the LEAP program in our high schools. We're going to scale that. All of these are literacy interventions currently in place. We're going to scale that to support what you're doing because we're all teachers of literacy. So that's what we're talking about when we say trending. It's not the same education system. So I want you on board with us. We cannot do this without you. It's not about what you do. It's about how you make our students feel. So I was out of work yesterday, unwell, and I said I have to come today to talk to my teachers because I want you all to know that we are in this as a team. This is not the us against them. This is not the ministry and us. We are the ministry. We are a team. And we need the team approach to make Jamaica work. There is no them and us. There is the we. Too often we hear that. And it is believed that you don't belong to the ministry and it operates somewhere differently from you. We have to debunk that under transformation. We are the Ministry of Education. When I say team, M-O-E-Y, we are talking about us. You are my team. You are the legs and arms of the ministry. We cannot do without you. When we talk about performance, it's about you. So we are the ministry. So I want to leave that on your heart. And when you go back into that classroom space, somebody said it earlier, the variable is you, but a part of that variable is the love. We have lost it. Our students are not feeling it. They are not giving it. And the burden is upon us. Everything comes to you because we have broken families, broken homes. You too are broken, and so Mrs. Kennedy spoke about the clinical therapeutic funding. Colleagues, we have put aside $15 million. This is the third year of it, where you can just call the central office, your regional office, and we put you on to clinicians that are working privately in this country. They don't work with us. We don't know them per se. Your business is private. You need some help. You can't spend your money right now for that because you have other things to do. We have that funding in place for you. This is the third year that we have set aside $15 million for you to access clinical support if you need it. If you need it, talk to your regional director before you go today, because your mental health is also important to the success of the process. So finally, I want you to recall what made it work for you and what caused you to come into the teaching profession. When I was growing up, I wanted to be an accountant. I grew up in an inner city family, inner city community. It's a single mother, no father, I don't even know him today. I did not go to a prep school. I did not go to a traditional high school. I am not the norm, I am perhaps the anomaly, standing before you today as the leader of the education system. We can make this happen for the normal, for the average. I went through a normal community school. I walked to school. But I'm going to tell you what made the difference for me. It wasn't my home. We had conflicts every day. We had community feuds every day. There were gunshots every day, almost every day. We had to be fighting for our lives to survive. There were many days that we never had food on the table, my sister and I. My mother had a little stall at the gate. We operated that. Now we can say she was an entrepreneur, for the pretty verbiage. As a child growing up, we didn't know that. But my teachers, my colleagues, I'm speaking from my heart. It is the teacher that will make that difference. It wasn't my primary school, I must say. But when I transitioned to high school, I went to Trenchtown Comprehensive High School. I didn't get the common entrance. I'm talking my story because I want you to understand that every child has an opportunity to excel regardless of where they are starting from. And when I went, I was a loose child running up and down. And it so happened that I did my assessment the first term of high school, and I came first in the class. I don't know it happened, but it happened. And my teacher, my form teacher, called me, and we had a coaching conversation. I can say it nice like that now, because as a child it wasn't like that. But now that we are learned, she counseled with me, and she caused me to believe. She spoke about my potential and what is possible if I believe. And that support was layered around me as a child growing up. When I transitioned to grade 8, I was watched, and I wasn't perfect. I was a normal child. I walked home and I walked to school. At grade 9, I met another teacher. Her name is Miss Campbell. I still call her today. She's still in my life. For every big moment in my life, I call her before I make any decision. That's the value of a teacher. She made me believe even more. As a little girl, she called me one day and said, "There's an essay competition from the Electoral Commission and I want you to enter." I said, "Me?" And she said, "Yes, you." And she worked with me. And I did not win the competition, but I was mentioned as an honorable mention, and I came on TV. 16 years old, walking across the screen, and it was a big thing in my community. So right there and then I was set up, because now I cannot fail. And so I had my community around me, because there was no other hope, no other inspiration. And I had my school around me. This is an inner city community, and this is an inner city school, a comprehensive high school. And we say it is ordinary. But my teachers were behind me. I remember one day, my principal called me. I did not do well in my exam that year. I came first, but my average went down. And I was called, and I was scolded. I did not understand that there was so much hope invested in me. And so I was given a good lashing that day in my principal's office. And I had to get back on track. Now, my mother did not buy any books for me. We never had it. But I was And I'm still the eldest of the 2 children. So as the older of the 2, she added me to her bank account. And I'm telling this story. It was a disobedient story, but it worked in my favor. Now, I wanted my book for the teacher who I loved. I wanted to have my tools for that class because I wanted to impress Miss Campbell so much. And my mother refused to buy me my book. And I took the bank book and I went downtown and I withdrew the $500. I have all the receipt today. And I kept that receipt. I went to class and I was happy in Miss Campbell's class. I was doing well and I had my book. But the day came that my mother found out. And I thought that if I showed her how I spent the money, she would be proud of me. I got a good whopping. But it was satisfying because Miss Campbell was there with me. And guess what? I needed some more extra work. I could not afford extra lesson. And she said, do not worry, come to my house. And I went to her house for several weekends because I couldn't join the class because I couldn't pay at that time. And every Saturday, she worked with me. I am standing here today because of a teacher or because of teachers. So my colleagues, my brothers and sisters, just in case you feel like you're not making a difference, I'm reminding you, you are a big deal. You are making a difference in many lives you may not know. But do not lose the love and the care in the profession. That's why I was drawn to teaching. When I left high school, I said to Miss Campbell, I want to be like you. I want to give hope like you. I want to enable people like you. And I went into teaching, and I am still a teacher. Once a teacher, always a teacher. Colleagues, do not give up on Jamaica. In your small corner, you are that transformer. In that small corner, you are the difference maker. In that small corner, you are the nation builder. In that small corner, you are the social entrepreneur. You make and you design and you gauge and you support and you enable lives. We stand on your shoulders. You are a big deal. And that's how you trend. If people ask you what you do, tell them you are nation builders. Tell them you trend. You are transforming lives for national development. That's what we do. We make the difference. And I have no problem talking about my antecedents. It has made me stronger. Because it's not about where you are from. It's where you are going. It's not about what has happened to you. It's about the choices you make. Can we choose to love today? Can we choose to be that difference maker? Jamaica is relying on you. That's how we trend. Thank you very much, my teachers. We love and appreciate you. God bless you. Let's go forth and trend with love. Let's make a difference in our small corner. We can do it. That's how we trend. Bless you.
What a word. All that is left is the altar call. What a word, what a word, what a word. What a word. Sir, can you come back for me, please? This is what I want you to do, and then we're going for lunch. I'm not going to talk long. Don't worry yourself. Thank you all so much for coming. That's the vote of thanks. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. Not going to talk very long, but this is what I want you to do. We're all going to stand, and we're going to say, we are the nation's teachers, and this is how we trend. Woo! All right, are we ready? Get your best voices and you know, straighten out your face and fix up your clothes and, you know, we can't trend and look chaka, you know. Are we ready? You remember what to say? So after 3, 1, 2, 3. We are the nation's teachers, and this is how we trend. Awesome, awesome. Uno look good to see if you ever see how uno look. All right, to the back, we have about 3 stations for lunches. And so we're going to ask you in an orderly manner to proceed for lunch. We also have water stations because we want to ensure you are fed. You've been good teachers. So teachers, thank you so much for joining us today. And it was my pleasure to be your moderator for today. Have a good one.
Join us in unveiling Trend's 7 pillars of change. Together, we are creating an inclusive and accessible world-class education system for all Jamaicans. We are transforming education for national development for a brighter tomorrow. Together, we will get education trending.
Watch the trend, pick up the trend. This are the trend, the are the youths then. Watch the trend, pick up the trend. TREND.
Today marks a historic moment as we unveil the Transforming Education for National Development, or TREND campaign. TREND is our long-term plan to reshape education in Jamaica by 2030, creating an inclusive world-class system. It's centered on the 7 pillars of change. Number 1, governance. Number 2, early childhood education. Number 3, teaching, curriculum, and teacher training. Number 4, the tertiary sector. Number 5, technical and vocational education and training. Number 6, infrastructure and technology. And number 7, finance, meaning the financing of education. Through TREND, we will raise public awareness as we drive meaningful change. Let's unite on this journey because the future of Jamaica depends on the excellence of our educational sector. Together we trend for a brighter tomorrow.
Watch the trend, pick up the trend.
Check 1.
This are the trend, we are the youths then. Watch the trend,
Check 1.
pick up the trend. TREND. Pick up the trend for education, teachers and the students. A fully bright future, yes, that are the new trend. Better governance, partner with